Has been the driving force for the rise of socialism in our country, with one Gen Z college student telling the Wall Street Journal, quote, "Democratic socialism offers the instant gratification that Gen Z seeks, supplanting the opportunity to achieve upward mobility through hard work with the alternative of simply having a capitalist system to blame for any societal economic woes." But that doesn't mean all Gen Z Democrats are supporting socialism. Our next guest is a Gen Z independent who supported Kamala Harris in 2024, but is considering abandoning the Democrats because of their far left shift. Journalist Eli Thompson joins me now. Eli, why are you not falling for the socialist trap?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I think, socialism has become really popular, and I think the party needs to be really worried about it. This is kind of similar to 2010 when the Tea Party really surged, and a lot of people in the establishment, Republicans, were, don't worry about it, it's just a small segment. Well, it's a small segment now, and we don't want it to turn out how it did, where, we had a president in Donald Trump who's the most authoritarian president we've ever had. And so I think it's time for us to stand up against a lot of these socialists, because the values that they put forward are anti-liberal. You learn a lot about FDR and his values, and I think the values that they put forward of, taking over a lot of private companies is not liberal, and we need to push back on it.
And of course, I'm going to push back on the Donald Trump is the most authoritarian. I'm sure other people who, exercise executive action over the course of years would take issue with that. But that's not the point. The point is, and you nailed it, socialism is rising in huge numbers, and we have the numbers to prove it. A Fox News poll asked voters under 30, so your age group, if moving towards socialism would be a good thing. And look at these numbers. Over half, 53%, said it would be a good thing. That's up just 9 points from 4 years ago. So the question to you, Eli, is, are there enough of you out there, young people who lean liberal, who don't embrace socialism, who don't embrace, let's throw it out there, anti-Semitism, to stem this tide?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a real question for the future. I think we're really in the, in the thick of it. DSA membership rose in the beginning of Donald Trump's term last time. It's rising now. And I think it's because a lot of people are very upset. Gen Z's approval rating of Donald Trump is in around 25%, and he came close to winning Gen Z voters. They're upset about the cost of living, affordable housing crisis. And I think it's time that Democrats, establishment Democrats, step up and make true ideas. I think that's the only way. A lot of establishment Democrats are anti-Trump, they're anti-DSA. But they haven't put forward views, they haven't put forward policies that actually would fight back against it, that actually would help the affordable housing crisis, that would actually help the cost of living crisis, and that actually make big steps forward and that are not small steps that just muddy the waters for a little bit.
In 2028, if Democrat socialist AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, somehow becomes the Democrat nominee for president, would you vote for the Republican, a la what Bill Maher said he would do?
It would depend on the Republican. If the Republican, like so many Republicans, are election deniers, I couldn't. But if it was a sensible Republican in the lights of, the Republicans before of McCain and Romney, then I could consider it. But not the way the party has gone now.
Okay, so what will be the final straw for you to ditch the Dems? About 20 seconds to you.
I think we have to see how the next 2 years goes and see how the primaries goes. I'm really interested in seeing the primary in Michigan. I think Haley Stevens would be a great senator. And so I think really Democrats need to come forward and support a lot of these establishment candidates, and they need to put forward big ideas that actually help people.
Well, you, sir, are very well spoken, a lot less cringy than the Haley Stevens you seem to like. Maybe give her some lessons on how to present herself in public, because you did a good job, sir. Eli Thompson, thank you, sir. With that, Fox and Friends begins right now.
All right, thanks for watching. Check out my new podcast, Hanging Out with me, Sean Hannity. The big interviews, the debates you won't get anywhere else. Like and subscribe for new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday.